Hello! Happy Friday, everybody! I am so incredibly honored for this conversation today because I kid you not, this is something that I've been thinking about and been worrying about since 2017 when I saw the statistics, specifically, in the United States among heterosexual women age 15 to 49 with no prior births, 1 in 5, so that's like 19%, are unable to get pregnant after 1 year of trying. And then also 1 in 4 of those, like 1 in 4 women, actually had difficulty getting pregnant and or carrying the pregnancy all the way to term. And then if that wasn't scary enough, male infertility is through the roof. In at least half of the cases of all infertility, the male factor is the major or contributing cause. So we don't even think about men in this picture when we come in to conceive. So this means about 10% of all males in the United States who are attempting to conceive suffer from infertility. And NPR did this study, which literally blew my mind. And since then, I've been worried about the future. And hence I've been trying to write these books, but really trying to bring this to practice is what these ladies have done. So I'm so incredibly honored. But the statistic was that they found that there was a 52.4% decline in sperm concentration and a 59.3% decline in total sperm count over 39 years. Just think about that for a second. If we have no sperm, we have no humans. That's the one thing that we need men for, right, women? No. But seriously, we got to take care of our men just like we're trying to take care of ourselves, especially in this world of preconception and trying to bring beautiful babies onto this planet. So I am so incredibly honored when I heard that this product, this amazing, I've been waiting for this for so long, since I was having 4 children. My oldest is now 14. So believe me, I've been looking at the market for a very long time now, and so incredibly honored to have the founders of WeNatal. Because remember, it's not just about the women, it's also about the men. So I am so incredibly honored to bring on Vida and Ronit. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Journey and your products, and thank you so much for bringing this to the world. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, we're so excited to connect with you.
And your energy is absolutely amazing, and we're honored to be your guest today and tell you a little bit more about WeNatal.
So yes, please tell me.
Tell you a little bit about how it was born, because it sounds like you, like us, were looking for this product for a long time, and it's the story of 2 best friends. We met at our corporate career at Nike over 15 years ago, became best friends, went through life together, dating at the same time, moving up in our careers, got married around the same time. When we were kind of ready to start having kids, Ronit had a baby girl, and I actually miscarried. And I just didn't even expect it. I didn't know much about it. It was devastating, to say the least. And I went through an incredible self-blame, unfortunately, downward spiral. Was it something I did? Was it stress? Was it something I ate or working out? And it was incredibly painful and challenging time. I went on to have a baby girl, so it was a great, story. And then fast forward to 2020, I actually had another miscarriage. And a week later, Ronit actually miscarried. And this time, it was her first, my second. What most doctors told us was, it just happens. You're 1 in 4. It's random.
Just keep trying. There's nothing
right?
You could do about it. Just keep trying.
And so I didn't know better the first time, and I didn't know much into it. But the second time around, when Ronit called me, it was just, wait, what? This happened to you too?
Yeah. And we, I was working in the functional medicine space for a while, and I've been an avid functional medicine integrative, patient myself for years. And so for me, the answers of this is random, there's nothing you could do about it, didn't make sense. Like, what is the root cause? Why did this happen? And so what can I do better to increase my odds, right? There's nothing that's for sure, but what can I do to know that I'm at least putting my best foot forward next time around? And we dove into the research and we started to ask those questions, talk to different doctors, experts, physicians. And what we learned was, while Vida and I were taking a really good prenatal at the time, we were completely ignoring our husband's health. We were, they weren't taking anything, and men are 50% of the equation. And pregnancy success and pregnancy loss is also due to the man. And when you learn that and it clicks, you're like, okay, why isn't anybody talking about this? It's so obvious, right? It makes complete sense. And so initially, Vida and I started talking about like creating a prenatal for men. And what's so great about how men can contribute to this journey of fertility and pregnancy is that it's actually pretty easy to improve sperm quality using antioxidants like CoQ10 and vitamin C and NAC and all of these antioxidants, because what we know that damages sperm is oxidative stress. So what reverses that damage, yes, that's WeNatal for him.
Yes.
What reverses that damage is antioxidants. And so initially our concept was, let's create a prenatal for men. We need to start talking about the male component. And then when we started, we were taking our own prenatal that was pretty expensive. It was over $75 a month, and it had 8 capsules in it. And we just thought, we need to innovate the prenatal space because we need to make it accessible to everybody. We want people to be able to afford a prenatal. We want them to be able to take it and have compliance. We heard from so many people that we surveyed, they're not going to take 8 capsules a day, especially during their first trimester when they're nauseous. So we thought we need to reinvent the prenatal. And so we went down this route of working on WeNatal for her, which you could see. And we are so proud of the formula and where we landed with both of our formulas, and, excited to share it with your audience.
Yeah. And it was also more about, yes, giving the absolute best for the body, but bringing the couple closer together, right? Like, I know me, like many women, went through this whole self-blame. Didn't even dawn on me that I should that it could have been who knows what it was, right? But it's about optimism. It's about really giving your future children the best possible start to life and getting ready together. Society, we're having a baby, we're in this together, we're trying, but it's like, where's the we? It all seems on the woman, at least the burden. And we are here to change that. We're here to say, you guys are better together. You guys are going to do the best if you're invested together from the start. And that's what I think we're most excited about.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. And just the ingredients in this, the clean, the purity of these products, it blew me away. Specifically with you talked about the antioxidants in here. We know that maca, is great for improving fertility, specifically improves sperm concentration, and along with the CoQ10, which really improves both egg quality and sperm quality and increases pregnancy rates. The L-carnitine, the acetyl-carnitine, right? So that's high concentration in the epididymis and plays a huge role in the sperm metabolism and maturation. So, and related again to sperm motility and have high antioxidant properties. So to see a product like that, to really, optimize, the male sperm is mind-blowing. So that is awesome. And then to try to find like all of the bioavailable nutrients that are, for me, obviously, I don't want folic acid. I want folate. I want to make sure there's enough iron, vitamin D, because we know that, pregnancy is a time and prenatally, in order to create another human being, our bodies need to be in optimal health. So taking both of these things prenatally and preconception is so, so important.
Yep.
And so, I mean, just studies have shown that even just those that are decreased in vitamin D, that have vitamin D deficiency, which if you just look at the statistics, most people have vitamin D deficiency.
Mm-hmm.
And that can then lead to, problems in the children. And that, again, starting prenatally.
Yeah.
So there was even, and so this had like a lot more than 4,000. 4,000
exactly.
compared to any other product. And I was like, yes, because otherwise, oh, I love it. I love it.
I mean,
love it.
low vitamin D is linked to preeclampsia during pregnancies, which I had, and I had low vitamin D.
Yeah.
Our product wasn't available when I was pregnant with my second. And so very important. And I will say about the vitamin D, that was the last thing we tweaked on our formula. We worked on our formulation for over a year. And we thought it was done. And then new research came out showing that 4,000 IUs a day is ideal for a pregnant woman. So we changed the formula last minute. And that's the one thing that we are super excited about with WeNatal is we are going to constantly be evolving WeNatal based off of the current research. Yeah. It's not, we are here and to serve the needs of people. And we definitely have needs. And we talk a lot about a prenatal and the preconception timeframe as your opportunity to build your reserves. We're creating a human. You talked about that. That takes so much out of you. Let's create those reserves in advance so that you don't fall apart after you have the baby, right? So it's not just about creating the baby, but it's also about having a healthy mom, after the birth. And then, as a physician, you're aware of epigenetics, right? So it's
absolutely.
Give the baby the best possible genes that they can have, right?
And you're absolutely right.
Blown away by this research. I mean, everything from research shows that women that took a multivitamin when they were pregnant versus not have children with higher IQ. So it's like, why not? It's such an easy thing that we could do. And we always say that investing in preconception, which is the time before you have a baby, the 90 days before you have a baby or before you conceive, that's the biggest gift you can give to your child. Yep. You're giving them lifelong health.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because we know that nutrient deficiencies have been shown to lead to congenital abnormalities and birth defects, even in babies. So if we can try to build that reserve, even in the preconception, then we have less chance. We have a healthier pregnancy. We have a healthier baby when we do get pregnant and deliver this beautiful child into the world. And that's where these are super important to start prenatally. And we don't talk about that, right? We don't bring prenatal conception or prenatal talks into the world. I mean, I was never taught that in medical school. So to have a product that will try to fix those nutrient deficiencies, optimize your vitamin and nutrient levels to optimize a child's brain, body, behavior, along with your brain, body, behavior, it makes the pregnancy, when we get there, pregnancy is so much easier and a lot.
And something actually I learned in this journey is that I grew up in a household that was very healthy. My mom was always teaching us like nutritious foods. And I always thought you should just get your nutrition from food. I always ate healthy. It wasn't until I later learned from like Dr. Hyman and so many things that our soils are super depleted. So even if we are eating super clean, organic foods, super nutritious foods, we're not getting the same vitamins and minerals our parents or even grandparents were getting. So I then quickly learned like supplementing is incredibly important, even if you're the healthiest individual. Like you said, we need to create those nutrient reserves. We do know the baby takes so much out of us, both pre-conception, during pregnancy, and postpartum. So it's formulated to be with you throughout.
Oh, so let's go ahead and like dive into exactly what the different products are, because I know that there is like there's a couple other extra things that normally people don't think about. But let's go ahead and talk about those products.
Yeah, so WeNatal for him is formulated to support everything overall sperm quality. So that's looking at concentration, like you shared, motility, morphology, which is the shape, and then DNA fragmentation. So making sure that and the great thing about sperm is that it regenerates every 72 days. So men have an opportunity every 72 days, they get a new batch of sperm, right? So these antioxidants that we talked about that are in the formula, and maca, which you talked about, actually improves testosterone levels and improves sex drive, which is obviously something that we want at this time. So that's WeNatal for him. And then WeNatal for her is formulated for every stage of pregnancy. Preconception, what it does during preconception is it builds the nutrient reserves, but it also ensures that the time frame, it's very important to take things like methylated B vitamins before you conceive, because by the time you find out that you're pregnant, many things are already formed in the baby, right? The neural tubes are already closed. So you want to take those things in advance in the chance that you get pregnant, right? To make sure
Absolutely.
that you're reducing the chances of, neural tube defects and things like that.
You definitely want to start taking that a minimum 3 months before conception to really optimize, those folate reserves.
Yeah, and we actually were blown away by this stat, but do you know that 45% of pregnancies are unplanned? Because we're kind of in this business of like, everybody around us wants to get pregnant, but 45% of pregnancies are unplanned. So what that, a lot of people, a lot of nutritionists actually recommend women that are, in the age of conception, if they're in a relationship, to just take a prenatal as a multi in general as an insurance policy, because you never
awesome.
Know.
Amazing. Yep. Amazing.
And so what else do you have in here? I'm sure we've all heard the myth, oh, you have the eggs that you have, women, there's nothing you can do, but like there's a lot you can do, and it's about
so much you can do.
So I just want to tell you guys, like, it's not all doom and gloom. There's so much power and control we have to just increase the chances and optimize, our future. So it's exciting. And I think there's more optimistic, news than I think what we're used to hearing.
Yeah. So there's definitely a lot that you could do to improve egg quality, and our formula is designed for that. And then, of course, there's the formula that supports the first, second, third trimester, and then postpartum, right? So specifically, you mentioned iron. Iron is one that's in our formula. We were both iron deficient when we were pregnant with our seconds, and we thought it would be a lot of prenatals actually don't include iron in them. And so we were taking a prenatal that didn't have iron. So we had to take an additional supplement, which it's like when you're pregnant and we had toddlers at home, you have to take an extra iron supplement. So what we wanted to do with WeNatal for her, we wanted to make it easy on our moms. Like, just take that. You don't have to take the extra iron. You don't have to take the extra vitamin D. You don't have to take the extra magnesium.
That's what I love. This is amazing. Amazing.
When we were pregnant, like, she would buy me like 8 different, I'm like, how do you expect me to do this? I could barely like swallow 2 pills. And I would have like a whole cabinet, and the compliance wasn't easy. So our goal also was like, make it as comprehensive, but also make it as easy as possible. That's why it's subscription. That's why it's sustainable. We want to leave a better planet for our kids that are coming behind us. We were ripping packets every day, in addition to many plastic bottles that we were supplementing with. So felt incredibly wasteful.
Yeah. So with WeNatal, just to share, the way that it works is you have your glass jar.
I know, I love it.
And then you also have a travel container, which you received in case you're on the go. And that's the travel container. And every month we send you a refill pouch. with your supplement that you put into your glass jar. And our intention with actually the design is that we wanted to make sure, you know, how many of, I'm sure your audience has like a ton of supplements on their kitchen counter. We wanted, and a lot of times people just hide them in a cabinet and then you forget about them. We wanted to make WeNatal beautiful so people can leave it on their counter, in their kitchen, in their bathroom, next to their bed, and remember to take it. We wanted to stay top of mind because compliance is so important. So that's why we invested in the packaging in the way that it was, because sustainability is important to us. And then the design is also super important. And then we also want to make it easy on our moms. So you can get WeNatal on wenatal.com. And every month we send you your refill packet. You don't have to think about it. Super easy.
Beautiful. And then there's another third product.
Yes.
I was so surprised.
That's a little surprise. Yes.
Literally, I kind of mentioned at the beginning, but we've all been there, right? It becomes incredibly stressful sometimes, the conversation and planning and, you know, getting on the same page with your partner. And what we wish we had was really like, we want to give you the best for your body, but also for your mind. Getting your couples closer together also starts with self-gratitude, self-reflection, really manifesting the family of your dreams. So this is a guided journal that we work with an amazing manifestation queen, Lillian Coenzot, authored this book. And it's written to couples who are pregnant, who are not pregnant yet, who want to have a family. It's for everybody. It's a couple minutes a day to really get you in the right mind space. And we know the world is hectic. It's so stressful. And a lot of times conceiving can be stressful, and your body knows that. And unless you're in a good space, mind and body, it'll be very hard to conceive. So it was important for us to support couples holistically. And that's how the journal came about. And people are loving the fact that, like, not only are they taking supplements with their partner and they're getting used to kind of a routine, they're keeping each other accountable, but there's so much gratitude and wonderfulness in this journal that we've created for you guys. And we're really excited. And you can buy it just on your own if you just want to kind of do it anytime on wenatal.com, but incredibly proud of like this holistic approach.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel like, I mean, we as women already are a little hard on ourselves, right? Like just naturally.
Yeah.
And especially with the world around us, the negativity, the fear, the stress, and then now trying to, you know, have this baby, and then the thoughts that are running through our mind, and then trying, and then not being successful. So it's probably the one really, really stressful thing that couples have to do, because then they have to wait. I mean, there's a lot of emotions that go through this. And so specifically in a world where we know that stress leads to 90% of the complaints that come to primary care physicians, and contribute to infertility and in chronic inflammation. And we know that prenatal maternal stress can actually influence even, you know, the development of the child's behavior, their social, their emotional development, and even influence their, you know, circuitry in their brain and their body prenatally even. So this, when I saw this, I literally was jumping for joy, because gratitude and positivity and lowering that stress is probably the foundation of, I know how I treat, you know, using functional integrative holistic medicine, and to go through this and trying to do this with your partner. So powerful. Thank you so much. And then what specifically starting off with, like, you know, what am I grateful for today? You know, the dreams, you know, what we want for our lives. One loving thought for me today, one loving thought for my partner today, because it can become like an us versus you, like, oh, it's your issue or it's my issue. And this this as a team, and we're gratitude, and we're growing spiritually, mentally, physically. Yes, together.
I'll tell you, I use a journal every night, and I will tell you, like you said, women, we're so hard on ourselves, and sometimes on the hectic day where you feel like you got nothing done, and the kids are driving you crazy, and your husband's driving you crazy, it is so powerful to then sit down before you go to sleep and like really think, all the good things that you're grateful for, the wishes you have for your family. Even like when my husband's driving me nuts, I love finding that one good thing, that loving thought for him. And I will tell you, the last prompt is always the hardest for me because we're always hard on ourselves. But finding that one loving thought for myself, whether it's like, you got this, or you actually did more than you think, or you are an incredible mom, or like all, like banishing kind of some of that, negativity. It's so great. And we hope it helps so many people, whether you do it alone, whether you do it with your partner. It's there just to like kind of reframe how we think. And I will tell you, Lillian, who wrote the journal, has had that effect on me. Your words are so powerful. There's so much more research around manifestation. And I'll give you a couple examples from friends and family. It's a quick one, but I've had so many friends and family bout with fertility challenges, couldn't have kids, went to IVF, had a baby, and then thought were either given terms like, which we hate, infertile, or you can't have children. Once they thought they were done or they weren't able, and the stress of it kind of went away, they had kids naturally. And so I can tell you numerous examples where that's happened. And I just want to tell people that is the reason the mental aspect is so key and why we're here to support that as well. And we're truly the only supplement who comes with the journal who's supporting mind and body.
Yeah. And we know that we know these stories anecdotally, someone adopted and then they were able to have a child afterwards.
Oh, absolutely.
Heard these stories. But now there's more and more research and science showing that the mindfulness aspect, that words matter, mindset matters. And you see it in your practice, not just for fertility, but for everything, for everything.
Mm-hmm. No, and I wish we were all, working like that as a world, right? Just we're working more holistically and functionally, but putting these two specifically with, this very stressful situation that women go through, and men go through, to bring all of these products together to make it easy, affordable, because I know another huge thing that we struggle with is trying to find clean supplements.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I love that this is literally, there's really nothing other ingredients. And so for me, I'm like always, okay, the least other ingredient possible is what I want. Nothing besides our vegetable capsule. That's really all. And it is. There's nothing in here, and it's gluten-free, dairy-free, non-GMO.
Corn-free, nut-free.
Exactly.
And we'll tell you that our customers are telling us, like, I have always had digestive upset and stomach aches when taking prenatals. And with yours, I feel great. And I'm telling you that part of it is because we have no excipients in our formula. So there's nothing people could be sensitive to. And, we have people come to us all the time because they know that we're in this business now. Hey, tell me about this prenatal. Can you tell me like if it's a good formula? The number one thing we look for is the excipients underneath the nutrition fact. Usually what we see is a huge paragraph of a ton of stuff that's in there. And it's like, why is this in there, right? Because these companies are producing in mass. So they need these additives, these excipients, these preservatives. So for us, we're very proud about the fact that we have 100% clean ingredients. It was one of the things that was very, very important to us in the formula.
And if you don't
have to take 100 of them, right? No, you don't have to take 100 pills, right? Three, that's it. Anybody can take 3 a day. That's super simple.
If you can't take 3 at once, you could split it up with your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or do 2 with breakfast, 1 with lunch, whatever it is, split it up if 3 is too much for you. But so far we've been having people just say what a refreshing thing it is to just take 3 instead of multiple, 7, 8, etc.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. This is a product that was absolutely necessary and the world needed it. I am so thankful to know both of you, because I'm telling you, like, this is game changers. These are the best prenatals on the market. I know that we as mothers and fathers and caregivers want the best for our future. And the best place to start with that, obviously, nutrition, exercise, diet, but then we know that we need supplementation. So if we're going to start to really optimize and save our future, it starts with optimizing your own health by fixing those nutrient deficiencies. And that starts with WeNatal. So please, everybody, check that out. I have the links here. I have them in the description above. Please if there's any final words that you want the audience know. I know you have this preconception guide that you wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, sure. We have, just one final thought. One thing that we're the most passionate about is sharing information and content. And so we are putting out really great informative content on our social media. So it's at we_natal. And then on our website, we have a free preconception guide. If you go into our website, wenatal.com, sign up. We send you 9 tips, practical tips that you and your partner can do during the preconception timeframe to improve your odds of fertility, to improve your sperm and egg count. And these are things that you could do at home, easy. We're all about easy and accessible. And then the final thing that I wanted to share is that anybody who has any questions about anything, you can email us at care@wenatal.com. We answer any questions. We have an incredible medical advisory board and nutrition team, including Dr. Mark Hyman and Kelly LeVeque and Bridget Tigemeyer and Lisa Dreyer. These are amazing, amazing people, and we ping them. People ask us questions all day long, and we're happy to share and give as much information because we are so passionate about this and we want to educate people. We want them to learn and we want to make it easy on them.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much for putting this out in the world. I can't thank you guys enough for helping, do your part in creating a healthier future. Because I feel like, when you sit there every day, you're like, for me, I've been writing these books of how can we, optimize our health? How can we optimize our future's health? But again, I have the books, we all have the information, but then practical. So This is practical. This is easy. This is doable. Anybody can do this. They have made it sustainable and even environmentally friendly, with the cleanest ingredients. This is a must-have. Everybody needs to start on this today. Get it for yourself. Get it for your wife or your spouse. This is amazing. Thank you again for joining me today, you guys.
Thank you. We always love talking to you.
Yes.
Have a great day, you guys. We'll talk soon.
Bye, everyone.